Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new, hello and welcome. My name is Taylor and I am a professional cosmetologist. So in today's video, I am going to do a very quick and easy tutorial on how to blow dry your own hair at home and also give you a little bit of volume or body while doing so. There are a few products that you will need in order to be successful at giving yourself a blow dry at home. Of course, you're going to need a blow dryer. Haha. This is the Dyson blow dryer. I know a lot of people don't have a Dyson. That's perfectly fine. Whatever you have at home, just make sure that your blow dryer has the attachment that goes on it. You don't want it to be open-ended. You do want to have that very as skinny as you have of an attachment to direct the hair in the direction you want it to go to. The next thing you'll need, of course, is a brush. I am using a flat brush. This is just a wet brush. You can also use and preferably use a round brush when you're blow drying your hair. I do feel like if you are looking for more body, that is going to give that to you just because it has the rounded edge. But in the short tutorial I'll show today, I am just using a flat brush. Of course, you'll need a clip of some kind. I do like using the claw clips, especially for my thick-haired curls. That will help really hold your hair out of your way while you're blow drying each individual section. And of course, you're going to need products of some kind. So I am using a blow dry spray. This blow dry spray will help extend the style, but also help the time of your blow dry. It does cut that time in half, and of course help with frizz and just everything that you're going to need. And you will also need a hair serum. This is more designated for frizz and thermal protection. This particular serum that I have has a UV thermal filter in it, so it is going to help fight against the heat rays that are going to happen while I'm blow drying. Before we get started, I just want to go over very basic things when you are blow drying your hair. So I'm going to grab the two important factors here, and that's your blow dryer and your brush. When you're blow drying your hair, you want to make sure that the teeth are actually facing toward your blow dryer. So you always want to have this contact here. This, of course, having that little attachment onto your blow dryer will make sure that whatever direction that you're blow drying your hair in is going to be the only direction it's blowing it in. If you have it without the attachment and you put that on here, it's gonna actually blow your hair in multiple different directions. So just having the attachment will really help make sure that you are being very precise with the direction that your hair is going in. The next key factor, small sections. And I know, when you're just learning, you want to get it done as soon as possible. But it is really important. You can turn your blow dryer on and off while you're switching. You don't have to keep it running like we do in the salon, but it is important to make sure that those sections are smaller. It is going to help with control while you're blow drying the hair. And of course, just be patient. Like I said, it's a little bit of a tedious process the first time you blow dry your hair in a more specific manner. Most of the time we flip our hair over and just blow dry it until it's done. That can work for some, but it is not the best way to blow dry your hair. Again, you want to make sure that you are taking good care of your hair. So by you flipping the hair over and just letting it blow dry everywhere, it is letting the cuticle just be blown in all different directions, and that means that's where your frizz is going to come from. You may get some body that way, but it's not going to be very smooth. And everyone's hair texture is different as well. Alright, so without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so I've washed my hair and I have it in one of these little microfiber turban things. These things are amazing. I love them. They're really good for getting the moisture out of your hair without it drying your hair or roughing up your hair terribly. So that's a big win. I'm just gonna take this blow dry spray. It's by Pulp Riot. shake it up a little bit and spray this in my hair. No, I haven't brushed it yet. I want to spray this in first. You definitely want to prep your hair properly. That is what's going to ensure a great blow dry. And I just think blow dry sprays are the best. Now I'm also going to go in with a little hair serum. This is going to help with a few things. This will help with moisture. This will also help with frizz. And it will help with the thermal aspect. It does have thermal protectant. This particular one does. So because I'm going to be putting a blow dryer in its heat, I want to make sure that my hair is protected against that heat damage. A mirror next to me if you see me going this way, that's why. So I am a middle parter, and so I'm just going to take my brush and part it down the middle. And of course I have bangs, so I want to make sure that those are brushed down so that way I don't have that weird crease or line in the middle of my hair from my part. Alright, so there's a few key points that you want to make sure that you are aware of before you start blow drying your hair. The first, if you have bangs like me, you want to do those first. The reason being, of course, if you have any cowlicks in the front of your hair, or my hair likes to part down the middle like completely, so my bangs, if I don't blow dry those right away, I will have where they start to separate in the middle, and of course they're straight across bangs. I don't want them to do that. Of course, if there's a day that you want them to be more kind of swept off to the side, then it doesn't necessarily matter. So I am going to do those, and I'll be right back. Just a little blurb in here. When you're doing your bangs, you want to go in like a crisscross motion. Of course, you want to make sure that you're kind of brushing them down. You always want to have a brush. Sorry, this brush is disgusting if you can see. You want to make sure that when you're using your brush, you are using it. So making sure that you're directing the hair in the directions that you want your hair to go in. Of course, I want my bangs to be down, but I want to make sure that I'm not letting any of my cowlicks or strange parts in my hair take over. So I am gonna kind of over direct it into different directions just to make sure that it's fully covering every aspect of my hairline and that I'm forcing it to do what I want it to do. Typically, blow dryers come without the attachment. Or maybe they'll give it to you in the box. You need the attachment. What the attachment's going to do, it's going to direct the air into the specific direction that it needs to. I'm going to go ahead, and my hair has already lost some of the water since I had it up in a towel for a little bit longer than what I would normally do. Normally, if you have your hair up in a towel for a few minutes and then it's really still kind of sopping wet, you want to just take your blow dryer without parting it or sectioning it and just like blow the hair out all over. That's going to help get rid of a lot of that added water in your hair before you start trying to blow dry it and direct it in the, way that you want it. So I'm just going to take my first little section. You're going to need to clip it up. Doesn't matter what kind of clip you got, just whatever you have. And I don't necessarily go for a lot of body, but if you want a lot of body in your hair, just remember that you want to blow your hair upwards. You do not want it to go down. So when you have it in your brush, just make sure that you're pulling it out so that way it'll give you that added lift that you want throughout the hair. Of course, the bottom section I don't feel like matters quite as much as like your top kind of crown area. So I'm just going to go in and just blow dry my hair, and I'll kind of go slowly to see, or for you to see specifically how you want to blow dry it. So I'm taking the brush, going behind the section, taking the blow dryer in front of it, and then just pulling downward. so I have blow dried my first section. My hair is naturally wavy slash curly, so I am gonna more or less want it to be blow dried straighter. If it has a little bit of like a bevel on the ends, that's fine. Because I'm using a flat brush though, again, I'm not gonna get a lot of like that voluptuous body that some people are looking for. If you do want more of a bodified look, I would recommend getting a round brush. But now I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna go ahead and split this into 2 sections. Normally, if I'm kind of just rough drying my hair to go to bed, I won't do that, but for the sake of the video, I'll go ahead and split it up, and then that way you can get, I feel like with smaller sections, you do have more control over your hair. The bigger section that you take, it is not going to be as clean or precise as if they are smaller. So now that we're getting kind of in this range where you would want some body, so I'm going to show you how you can kind of give a little bit of lift to your hair. Bring your brush, turn that off first. Bring your brush up underneath, and like I said, you want to drag your brush upwards like this, or you can just bring it out like this. You just don't want to brush it down or you're not going to get any of that lift. So you can kind of see there how I have a little bit of like almost a hump there. Of course, if you want it to be a little bit calmer after your blow dry is done, you can certainly do that with a thermal tool of any kind, but just so you can kind of see how much volume you can get, that's a little indication, and that's just using a flat brush. We got drunk and ended up at your place from the moment that I have that side done. So you can kind of see when I start to push it up like that too, you can see all that volume that's come in there. I'm normally not a very voluptuous person, so I will have to calm some of that down when I style my hair. But yeah, so that's this whole side here. And then I will go and blow dry this side. I knew that it was the bet that you felt the same. Okay, now we're on the last section. This whole section, like by your part, you want to make sure that you take your brush back from the section and pull it up, completely up. That's going to give you as much volume as you can get. The other thing you can do, if you are comfortable and it's not hurting you, you can also pull it forward. So by you pulling that forward, you are over directing your hair when you're blow drying it this way, so then when it falls down, it is going to have more of the volume that you're looking for. So let's clean this up a little bit, and I'll start in the back and then work my way forward like I would if I was in the salon. If it's really difficult for you to just like, you know, free throw basically, you can take your section and kind of get yourself prepared before you turn your blow dryer on. So in this case, this section here, I'm gonna rest it, and then you want your blow dryer to go in front of it here. So you're gonna take it and put it up next to your brush and then just pull forward. Grab it, put it back. Grab it, put it back. Gonna take my next section. I'm right-handed. That's why my brush is in my left hand.
To let you know, what if I never let you go? Standing here, I need to let you know that.
Okay, so this is my hair just blow dried. I'm definitely not one who can just blow dry my hair and then go. I have to do additional styling to it just because of the frizz, and I have really unruly hair, so it doesn't always do exactly what I'm gonna go and style my hair, and I'll be right back. Alright you guys, so here is the finished result after I have curled my hair. I do use a 1-inch spring curling iron on my hair right now, so that's what these waves end up looking like. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe below. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!